So
Hey,
I'm
deep. But sir,
ama tuanze na moja. Okay, which
Okay.
family values were in your family
Mm.
that you know of right now?
Yeah.
Ama umefikiria uko na yenyewe we used to have this kind of way of living. Yeah. Si deep sana.
Yeah, okay. Umeianua kidogo.
Yeah.
But with my family, again, like I've said with my parents, family time was very important. Family time was top above everything else.
Yeah.
And one thing that I got from my parents, and it's something that I disagree with some people nowadays, but they did a lot of things, not for them, but for us. Okay, yeah. There are even points where I was like, okay, after whatever happened today, one of these people is going to pack their things and we'll have to decide, are we moving with this one or are we going to be living with the other one? But that never happened, okay? Never happened. They were together for as long as I can remember. And they made all those sacrifices. And at some point, you look at this situation, because I'm a firstborn, so my younger siblings may not have seen it.
Yeah.
But you look at this situation and you're like, at this point, madhenye hapa amekosea. At this point, buda hapa, buda amekosea. But they always stuck together because of us. So nowadays, I see there's this, I'd call it a gospel of self-happiness, where people say it's a sort of a philosophy that me as a person, I should be happy. My happiness comes. And you know, in the event where a father and mother decide to go their separate ways, who suffers the most?
The children.
It's the kids. So there are people who say, hey, me as a father, I don't think I can live with this woman. I don't think, I think these kids will be okay with her. Or me, I'm going to take my kids and we're going to start. Because who's more important?
Me.
Okay. So I was raised differently to believe you as an adult, you've decided this is the person you're marrying or this is the person you're raising a family with. The moment you feel that you're not happy, think about the kids. Okay,
Stick to your
when you I know there are so many people who disagree with that. I know I'm in the minority. Many people nowadays say, hey, the moment you're not happy, pack your bags and leave, you know, but I was raised differently and I believe differently. So if there are issues, I just...
Unless they are... Maybe it's life and death.
It's, if it's a matter of life and death, you know. But if I'm thinking, I'm not happy, I could be happy alone. No, I think about the kids, you know. Because the kids definitely love both of you. Or maybe if you, like I usually say, if it's a situation where not only your life is in danger, but maybe the kids, okay? Because we hear so many, like remember that sad story about the lady who, okay, I think that was a serious mental case. But there's this lady who locked herself in the house and then she stabbed the baby, you know. So if as a spouse, either way, because these things happen, it's not just because the violent bit has been attributed mainly to men, but the women were also violent towards kids. So if you, whichever kind of spouse you are, you see that maybe this person I'm raising these kids with is abusive to the kids. Okay, those are situations. But again, to each his own. That's how I was raised. That's the one value that I strongly believe in. Kids come first. Do the best for the kids. Because one thing that we love as adults, when we grow to adults, we carry our childhood memories a lot with us. Okay, like I've told you how I remember about riding bikes. Okay, I've told you remembering my, you know, all the fun stuff I did with my parents, listening to music in the house, taking long walks with my parents, playing board games, because my love for board games started when I was a kid. We used to play snakes and ladders, you know, and video games, we'd take, when we had video games at home, we will take turns with my parents. Unacheza, umeuliwa, pisha mami akitoka, you know, so those memories that you carry with you into childhood. So even for me as a parent, I encourage other parents to invest in memories for their kids. You know, do things that
together.
these kids, because 20 years from now, those are the things that will keep them warm. When they're frustrated about something, they'll see something and then they'll remember, when I was 6 years old. And luckily nowadays, phones and video cameras are commonplace. They're all over the place. So it's easy for, you know, because like the things I tell you about, I don't have a single video of me in my childhood because we didn't have camcorders. They were expensive back then. But now we have phones. Do something fun for your kids. Take the video. And the other thing I usually encourage parents to do nowadays, store them somewhere safe. Okay. Yeah, I meet so many parents who will tell you, simu yangu iliibiwa.
Oh, yes.
And I had that phone from when my kid was born to when he turned 4. So all photos from age 0 to 4 are now gone.
Yeah.
And you'll never get that back.
Right.
So what I tell people to do, like personally what I do is I have a private Instagram account. I don't follow anybody. I am not letting anybody else follow me. It's just for me to save those photos. So every time I hang out with my daughter, take photos, I upload them there. Yeah. So hata leo simu ikibiwa, memory card ikicrash or whatever, I know there's this Instagram account I can log in and so yeah.
That's a good idea.
Parents out there, take memories and save those memories somewhere.
For sure, even to show your kids.
Yeah, to show your kids. Even the other thing that I do, I have, those old school albums. I have those old, every 1 or 2 months, I look at photos I've taken, and then I'm like, okay, this is worth it to stay in an album.
Or then you print it.
Then I put it in a flash disk. I go to I print it and So in case of anything, I have ukikuja kwa my house is old school. Ukikuja kwangu, utafika tutoke tukakununulia soda, Fanta orange tukuletee tukupatie album uangalie picture.
Alafu anza kufanya puzzle. Yeah, okay, nice. Any other family? I think also the family value you've mentioned there is unity. Yeah. You feel there's a lot of unity, doing things together, memories. Any other maybe we've left out that you remember?
Okay, it was mostly again the academic side of me was my love for puzzles and my love for quizzes was nurtured back then in my childhood. Again, from 2 separate angles. My mother was more academic classroom. Okay, my mother is the kind of parent who will sit you down and hold your hand and teach you how to write. Wake up in the morning, before you go out, you have to do your homework.
Yes.
Now, my father, on the other hand, was more of the knowledge that you get outside classroom. Okay, my father always bought the newspapers, so he'd come home with a story from the newspaper. Oh, this and this happened in some far off country, and then so now you start developing interest in in things outside. So on the mother's side, you have to focus on your maths and languages and whatnot. But your father is like, you ni muhimu, but do you watch the news? Do you know like what's happening in Germany today? And about the Berlin Wall. So it sort of gives you it opens your mind to things that happen out there. So that was important.
That's good. But do you think that sometimes academic excellence, when you focus on that too much, you forget the other sides of the child and
yeah, okay. You've used an important you've used 2 important words, too much. And I believe no matter what you tell me, I believe too much of anything is just not good. We're even having a similar discussion with my boss about 2 weeks ago, and then I told him when you're addicted to anything, it's not much. Now my boss is a big reader, so he says, no, if you're addicted to books, that's a good, which I disagree, because any addiction for me is bad. So yeah, if you're too much into academics, you tend to lose, because again, like I told you, with the school I went to, I saw a lot of smart kids, but who were socially awkward. Like they come out into the world. You meet people who are really, really smart. They can really, really be detailed about, their area of expertise. But you find that these people are just socially awkward. Like, have you ever met people who can't read the room? Like, you can be talking to somebody, like you are emotionally smart. You can be talking to somebody and you say, okay, huyu ameboeka na story zangu, wacha ninyamaze. Or you can meet somebody, you're trying to make a conversation, and then you're like, okay, huyu hataki kuongea. Yes. But then there are people who don't know that. People kabisa ile.
But I think there also, as you said, there are different types of intelligence, or because even for me, I think I'm emotionally smart. That's the one I would say is my highest. The rest, I can thank God for whatever I have. I won't even complain, because I'm like, what emotionally at least I do. I know how to tell, okay, happen. So okay, thank you. I think that's okay. Any family values that you would do away with from your family?
Oh yes.
That now you want to do different in your own life.
One issue I have with my parents is that they are very, very nice people. super nice people, okay? The kind of people who avoid controversy with, you know, like they don't want to confront anybody. Other than, like, people who know my mother, I usually tell them, you don't really know this woman, okay? Because my mother is very soft-spoken. She wants everybody to be happy. She wants everybody to be comfortable. So when you're out there, you see your mother treating people like this, you're like, mwanamke kwa nyumba hakuangi hivi. Hey, my mother will... Hey, my mother has ever had her foot, she's ever pushed me down, and mguu yake, I saw her foot like this, and she was screaming at them, okay, when I was young, I used to be very chatty. The one thing she used to accuse me most of is, na uko na majibu. You know how, what generation is that? Those are boomers or Gen X. The Gen X parents.
Gen X, yeah.
They have those, you know, they have rhetorical questions. Yeah. Like, so, I'd come home late. Wamekuja nyumbani sahi? So, when you're young and stupid, you don't know that's a rhetorical question. But you feel the need to answer. Shanga, you know.
Like, where are you getting the guts to
me, I'm like, I'm trying to be respectful. Umeniuliza swali nimejibu. So when I was young, I used to be that kind of. Like, I'd have a verbal exchange.
You used to talk a lot.
I used to talk a lot. Oh. So this one day she put like, alikuwa sijui amechoka, sijui alikuwa na issues zake pia. She was just tired. So she alichapa, then she pushed me down. And then she had a foot on my head, on my face, like, Someone, mimi naweza kukumaliza size, Mimi naweza yo. Okay. I was be like 7 years, not much in my life, but you know how they say when you're about to die, you see your life flashing. So nilikuwa naona tu hizo 7 years zinapita 2 years, like, my God, leo ndio naenda. But then when you see her outside, she wants everybody to be happy, like, mmekula, bongezeni, daddy, waletenya, mnakunywa soda gani? Fanta orange. No. I'm like, who is this woman? I don't know this one, but that being said, both my parents they are really nice, and in this world today you can't be nice, bro. You can only be nice to an extent. You can't be nice. You can't be that nice. Most of my mother's businesses have collapsed because she was too nice. Kabisa ile like there's for a period we used to sell eggs. So somebody would come, nisaidie na tray mbili, at the end of the day nitakulipa. Then this person never pays. It will come a point mother is like, achana na akijisikia. No, hata wahi kujisikia, you know. Kabisa, so you grow up, you find yourself, you're in an environment where somebody is taking advantage of you.
Yes.
But because you come from a place where you don't like controversy, you are not taught to be controversial, you're like, sawa, you know, like, what I if it means, like, I know, so let's say, for a period, I used to work with somebody. There's only 2 of us in a team, okay? And when one of us goes on leave, somebody else will be brought. Like, there had to be 2 people in that team.
Yeah.
But then this other person will take advantage. And I Iddi ako hapo. So, when there's like a long weekend coming, and like let's say now on Easter, so there's Good Friday, but then Saturday is a working day. And then there's Easter Monday.
Yeah.
Okay? So, your Good Friday inatuharibia, and then your Saturday inatuharibia, because you're thinking, if I could get Good Friday and Saturday and Sunday, and that's almost that's a whole 4 days. So what will this person do? On the Wednesday to Good Friday, ataanza kukuwa mgonjwa. Like, she'll be there coughing and you know, so because anajua nini, Iddi atafanya, it's only Saturday, half day, you know, so you're there just like, boss, ni sawa, amesema ni msik, it's okay, I'll do that. So people take advantage of you because they know you're nice. So if there's one thing I could unlearn from the value, because again, you look at it, being nice, it's a virtue. It's a virtue. You know, it's good to be nice. It's not good to be nasty. But then again, you find that maybe career-wise, you don't progress. Maybe your business, you know, because...
And you're being good to others, you're not being good to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, you're sacrificing your happiness so that everybody else around you can feel comfortable and they can be happy. And that's something I learned from my parents. And I see the opportunities that cost them. I see the money that they lost from being nice. And I think... I'm not going to I'm not going to teach my daughter to be as nice as I was taught. I'll teach her, you can be nice, but to an extent. If you pick a certain point, you draw a line in the sand, and then you say, no, beyond this, no.
I think even with goodness, you draw a line too. You say, okay, I'll be good until here. Yeah, because I think if you become also too nice, people always relax.
People are going to step on you. Yeah, you're going to be a rag, and people are just going to take advantage. And the other thing about that, I've never had a situation where because people say he is nice, let us reciprocate the niceness. You know, there's never been a again, one of those work situations I told you about. There was a time. Now there is a Saturday. Boss is like, okay, this Saturday we don't need all of you.
Yeah.
One of you can take this Saturday off. There isn't much work. But then nobody will sit down and say, anyway, tukienda off mse utushikilia. No. Now everybody is putting up a case for themselves.
Yeah.
Like, hii wiki mazee mimi nimefanya. Unakumbuka ule client tulienda hadi kule, you know. Wanasema, mimi mazee, mimi mtoi wangu has been, you know. I'm like, you guys, you know, yeah.
And do you come with an excuse?
Who, me?
You,
no, you know your excuse is going to be that. But I've been nice to you guys. I've been, you know, tumekuwa tukiishi simu niachia na mimi hii moja. Yeah, so it's something I'm unlearning now.
Once at work, I think goodness just never cuts it at all.
True.
Because they see you good, they add for you more work. You work hard, they give you more work. Yeah. So I think you just have to act.
And you know, funny you should say that.
Yeah.
Because it's something I realized a while back. The more work you do in the workplace, the more work you do, the more work you get.
Yeah.
The more work you are given. Okay? You go out of your way to sort clients' problems. So then the client has a good CV about you. Next time they come, they don't want to be handled by anybody else. They know Ivana is the one who sorts my problems. And then when that client goes out there, they're like, you also do business with that company. Ukiona shida yote, call Lunani. So you find the calls from people who don't even know. Hi, is this one so? Yeah, I got your number from Nani. So now I have the. You're like, what? So you end up doing more because you love work, because you like seeing your clients happy, and the other people around you don't. You end up getting more work. Yeah.
I think I learned that lesson, and that's why when you're asking me, when I'm not passionate, I am. But then I know how to. This work I don't have to do.
Yeah.
And also realizing that the more you do, the more you get. Then you realize sometimes it's okay to even look like you don't know something. Yeah, you don't have to know. Because when you don't know, someone else will know.
Kabisa.
If you don't sort, someone else will.
Sort. The organization will not collapse because of you. Yeah, like this other place I used to work as well.
Yeah.
I used to be that guy with the ideas. Anytime there's like, okay, so what can we do to, you know, to make our operations better? By then, you know, we can do this. Okay, by then those are good ideas. So why don't you
do it?
So now it falls up to you, okay? Next meeting. By then our meetings usually, we don't have structure in our meetings. We need by then we can always be releasing an agenda in advance. Okay, fine. So from next meeting you'll be, and before you know it, all the suggestions that you came up with, you're the one who ends up executing them.
Yeah.
So in a point, boss asks, okay, by then, so we noticed our clients do this and this. What can we do? I have the perfect solution in mind, but
your mind doesn't have to work.
No. That's a good question. How can we solve that problem? Not going to answer.
Yeah, I think it's a really good lesson, and I've never heard a guy saying that. I hear mostly girls saying that.
Saying what?
You lay back, like not doing much, learning how to also take a step back. But I think all humans should learn how to take a step back. I like that. So I think you answered the next question, because I was going to ask, in your professional life, how do you think your childhood affected who you are today? So I think we've
I think we've more or less touched on it. I have to go to work on Monday, so I don't want to say anything, and then
usiongeze sana.
Nishingo na pia unaenda kwa podcast huko.
Lakini si your job ulikuwa unasema ile.
No, I've worked in many places. I've worked in about 2 NGOs, 2 banks. I've worked for IBC, so I'm not mentioning any specific one. So
okay.
But then again, maybe I can just to add a little bit on that thing about being nice. The other thing I do not know. I believe in merit. Okay, I believe in earning things through merit. Okay, that's how I was raised. But then I realized in many workplaces, merit alone will not cut it. Okay, I've heard of people who've gone to their bosses and telling them, boss, I want a promotion. Yeah, I don't get this in the next promotion cycle. Mimi, if I don't get this promotion, I'm out of here. It scares me. I find it strange, but I also admire that. Okay, because Mimi, I'm one of those guys who believe if I do my job to the best of my ability, okay, if I measure myself against myself, and I'm always trying to improve, eventually I'm going to be better than everybody else.
Yeah.
And the moment I'm better than everybody else, when a promotion comes, I don't have to tell the boss, look at the work I've done. Okay, yeah? But then, in the workplace, and I've had so many people say the same thing. I'm not talking about my workplace. I know friends who tell you, that girl is now 2 levels above us. She's not the best at what we do, but we don't know. Yeah, she's friends with the boss. And I'm not even talking about it from I say a lady who got a promotion, many people will think sex. No, they're just people. Yeah, they're just people who know how to maneuver their way, how to be friends with leadership. These people usually know that a vacancy is going to be announced before it's even announced because of their networks, because of the friends they have, and they know how to prepare for that particular, and they know who to talk to.
And even how to talk to them.
So in a group of like if say there are 5 of you, there's this person who you know is not the best amongst the 5 of you, but they end up getting
smart.
So
I feel like we should put our energy more in emotions, because you can be able to manipulate. I don't want to say manipulate, but you're able to influence people with your emotions. But now usaidia umetumia tu academic tunaona hata Gen hiyo academic hawatili hiyo story. Our president is smart, but then it doesn't cut it,
like I'll digress kidogo. You said you watched The Amazing Race. There's another show that's like a sister show to The Amazing Race. Do you watch Survivor?
I don't watch it, but I think I've heard of it.
You think you've heard of it? You should watch Survivor. Survivor, it's, you see all those things you're talking about, they are there in Survivor, okay? Because when you watch Survivor, you think that the strongest person, the one who wins all those challenges, is the one who's going to win the game eventually. Never works like that. It never works like that, okay? You think the smartest person, the one who can solve all these puzzles. You see, again, like it teaches you how to find a balance, okay? It's a social game. It teaches you how to get along with people. But then you also learn you shouldn't be too friendly with people. Because the person who's a social butterfly in the game of Survivor wants to be friends with everybody, wants to make sure everybody's happy, has never won Survivor. Okay? You have to, you have to know who can. Again, it's about manipulation.
It is.
You have to look at people who can help you get to where you want, knowing that you're going to ditch them at some point. Okay? You
strategy.
Exactly. You have to have a strategy where you have an alliance of friends who these ones will stick by me through thick and thin. But then, as you keep eliminating people from the other teams and the other groups, you realize that now you have to turn against
some people.
Your own. I highly recommend Survivor. Watch Survivor. It helps you know how to manipulate, quote unquote, how to survive, how to get along with people, how to,
let's change the name manipulate to influence. Manipulate sounds like it's so toxic, and we're not toxic.
No, we're not toxic.
Anyway, the last question, I have two. So I would want to maybe ask how your childhood has influenced your fatherhood journey. And I'll also connect it to what advice would you give young men out there? We rarely get men to come and talk about their story. So what advice would you give young men out there? So maybe you can connect the two questions. Your childhood and how it's affected your fatherhood. And then advice you would give young guys out here that maybe you've learned and you're like, It can be as deep or as shallow as you want. But I prefer deep.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
So, my funny thing is, as much as I give a lot of credit to my father, he's the one person who made me scared about being a father, about becoming a father. I was scared when I realized I'm about to be a father. Or the thought of being a father used to scare me because I felt like my father set the bar very, very high. I don't know where, I don't know if I will be the person I am today with my father. My father has been there every step of my life. My father has taught me so much. My father has given so much of himself to us as his kids. So I'd look at myself and say, the way my father would spend an entire weekend with us. So I look at myself and say, can I spend an entire weekend with a toddler? Tunaongea nini? You know? It's a lot of work. My father just gave too much. And of course, you learn to be a father. Like, you'd learn to be a parent from your parents, okay? So, how I know how to raise kids was through my father.
True.
So I looked at the things that he used to do as a father, and I'd say, no, I can't do that.
It's a lot.
It's too much, bro. Miss Yuezi, you know, pana. Yeah, and then now it's me, my brother and sister who are twins, and my last born sister, and he'd just have time for all of us.
Wow.
There's I don't think you can pick favorites. This is my father. So no, my father loves us equally.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking right now I only have one daughter. I'm thinking if I have a second, and I love my daughter so much. I'm thinking if I have a second child, will I? Unajua woga. So my father, thanks to his excellence as a father, it's made me fearful to be a father. Yeah.
Like if you're gonna live up to that.
If I'm going to meet the expectations, because my father was that guy. If my father is watching the podcast, bro. Big up. Through thick and thin, he's always been there. Even now, life's challenges are happening. And
you can call him.
I'm a millennial. I almost said my age. I'm a millennial, okay? I'm a father, you know. And my father will call me and be like, hey boss, it's been 3 days hatujaongeleshana.
Wow.
What's going on? So tutafutane weekend. I'm like, Buddha, 3 days, niko sawa. I'm my own man. Yeah, and he keeps saying this thing for one thing he keeps telling me, one thing you won't understand is even when you are 50 years old, you'll still be a child in my eyes. Because whatever you're going through now, I may have gone through at some point, or I may have seen people who went through it at some point. I'm an old man now. He's an old man now. He's saying, I need to give advice.
That's true.
If I can't advise my own firstborn son, who am I going to advise? Okay? So you'll be sitting at it. It will be a Friday. Unafuta, by the way, nikitoka job 3, nikimbia hapa na hapa. Then you call, boss, see, we do tea. I'm like, no, I don't want to drink tea. No, I have a more fun. But I think, because again, I put myself in his shoes. I'm imagining 30 years from now, I want to spend time with my daughter. I just want us to have tea and, look at the kind of human being I've raised. They're just like, oh, we have a girls trip. Girls, what? No, I'm your father. We sit and drink tea. We'll do a girls trip next week. So make time as an appreciation for the kind of person that he was, how much he put into. He's not asking for much. He's just asking for time. Just 1 hour, 2 hours, And the other 2 things that make me now, that attitude for bossy nini was when I was in my 20s and I thought I had more when I was young and stupid. Now I'm old and wiser. I realized 2 things. We've all had a young and stupid phase. Okay, so now how do I look at it? I have friends who don't have fathers in their lives, who've never had fathers in their lives. Okay, and now they look at the relationship I have with my father and think, wow, this is what we're missing out. Man, I feel bad for them. Okay, and then the other thing, I know one day I will wake up and there'll be no father to call me. Because we're all going to call it a day at some point. Okay, so I don't want it to get to that point, and I'm looking back, I'm thinking, man, all those lunch dates with my father, I should have said yes to. No. I want it when that happens. I sit down and say, you know what? We did what we had to do. Okay, we spent the much time that we will spend together. Now that he's gone, I can live with those memories.
Amazing. Okay, so what would you want to tell young guys out there? Those young guys, the ones who have fathers, the ones who don't have, the ones who have children, all of them. What would you just want to tell them?
Well, this is a controversial take. It is a very controversial take.
Please go
I've been